Hello friends, welcome back to YouTube. I'm here today with my friend BJ Gaddour, one of our new, did I say that wrong? How do you pronounce your last name?
Gaddour.
Gaddour, right?
Yeah.
BJ Gaddour, who's one of our coaches here at Pharos Athletic Club, who has a very specific training methodology that we're going to go through today, kind of a very unique style. Very, very good, and I think you guys are going to get a lot out of it. So I want to show you a little hint of it today with BJ. He's going to take me through a session. He also is a great boxing coach, and he's going to be doing some boxing sessions here. If you're into boxing, come take one of BJ's classes that he's got coming up. We're at Pharos Athletic Club in Palm Springs, obviously. And part of obviously what we're rolling out over the next few weeks and months is we're upping the personal training, we're upping the semi-private training. So BJ's going to be doing a lot of that. He's been in the industry for a long time. He has a lot of experience in lots of different fields. So he'd be a great guy for you to check out if you're interested in personal training or semi-private training. So keep your eyes open. BJ, just give a little intro to yourself.
Sure. Well, first of all, best gym in Palm Springs. Check it out. I've been in the industry for 20 plus years. Actually, this is my 20th year anniversary at the time recording this. Professionally in the game, but I started training professors and students in college. My passion came from being overweight growing up and then dealing with a lot of injuries as an American football player, tearing up my knees, and it kind of got me in the track to, again, obviously help people transform their body, but help people overcome pain and the limitations of injuries, because as you know, like if you can't work out or move on a given day, it messes the whole mentality. I was able to build up to be doing the fitness director for the Men's Health brand, DVDs, books, and I've been online since, and it's really exciting now to kind of get back to the gym setting post-pandemic because my social skills were atrophying. That's a muscle, you got to train it. And I'm really excited today to kind of share what's I've been developing called the cheat code. At the beginning of the summer, I was facing total joint replacements in both knees, and you're talking $10,000 per knee, 85% success rate, and then even then, if it's successful, never really getting full range, being limited in some cases, ongoing, which is what a lot of us now who are active and young are facing over 40. So this is a system, cheat code, repair, rebuild, regain, using a combination of massage therapy, compression mobility drills, and what's called BFR, or blood flow restriction training, which allows you to use, like, we're going to use some baby weights today. This guy's huge. He's going to use 10s, and he's going to look like he's using 50s because of the methodology. And what that does for the joints, longevity-wise, is crazy. You start to think about, wow, like, this allows me to train more often. I'm not as sore the next day. And it also can be used for starters, finishers, off-day active recovery, warm-ups, cool-downs. Or if you find yourself in a situation where something's hurting, you can train through it pain-free and get back over time to the stuff, the hardcore, heavy lifting, barbell stuff too.
Yeah, because I've been dealing with some elbow issues with tendonitis, and I found, like, if I do the same exercises but with a super light weight, I can actually help it recover, and I'm hoping that with this methodology, it's going to be the same kind of stimulation, but even more, just like accelerated.
100%. The best way I can describe BFR, again, people initially look skeptical. This is like bro science, pseudoscience, but it essentially is like taking your muscles into altitude, and it's creating a hypoxic, low oxygen environment. So with the compression, at the right levels of compression, you allow the arterial inflow into the muscles. You start to see like a lot of vascularity appear, but it's not too tight. Because if it's too tight, then the blood can't flow in. But it's tight enough that it's not leaving. So once you get the pump, once the pump hits, it never quits. And then you're reaching muscle failure many times.
That's a t-shirt right there.
It is a t-shirt. I've got at least 5 to 10 in the making. We can piggyback on the squat day shorts. But yeah, so that's really what's exciting about this is, because as a bodybuilding stuff, like, you don't actually need to use heavy weight to build muscle. That's not what bodybuilders are after. That's more of a strength powerlifting pursuit, which is great. But your body knows time and tension. The muscles don't know the difference. So, but the joints do, and they're really appreciating the fact that you're not pounding them up. And so it's going to be exciting to kind of take you through this flow, and especially since you had some elbow. By the way, you get to 40, like your early stage arthritis everywhere. I'm looking forward to a big pump today.
BJ's also the only other man I know that wears those short shorts as me, which is a real benefit.
I mean, look, thick thighs save lives.
That's right.
Thunder thighs, and the other piece too, if you don't, it's hard to really respect someone in the space that doesn't train their legs. It's the truth, like, because it's the hardest training you'll do. And so I appreciate you recognizing that.
Well, it's interesting what you're saying about being a football player and having like issues with knees and so forth. and finding ways around that, because a lot of people, like, they just stop training. They're just like, I'm just not going to train it anymore. And of course, that's not going to work either. Stopping, like, you've all been to the doctor and they said you should stop doing this, or you should stop training, or you should it's just like, that's never the solution. To stop moving is never a good idea. So we're always trying to find ways that we can keep moving, to find new solutions, to find new ideas, to be open to new training forms and new ideas. So yeah, I'm super excited to do this today. I think it's fun.
100%. Again, last thing I'll leave you with too is everyone waits till rehab, but take a prehab approach.
Right.
You want to do this stuff now to get ahead of it, kick it down the road. And you know, as you touched on, the key to rehab is you got to reduce the volume, intensity, frequency of the stuff causing the pain, but you don't stop. It's finding these substitutes, modifications, regressions needed to maintain your muscle mass. And in fact, I mean, all summer I've been using mostly body weight level 1 on that Concept 2 bike, and the amount of muscle growth and conditioning I've seen, it just kind of has blown my mind, and you're going to get a taste of that today.
Right. All right. Should we do it?
Let's do it. So we're going to massage above and below the joint to warm up, and this is the stuff people want to skip because they want to get right into the sexy, you know, grunting, groaning, muscle building, fat burning stuff. But anytime you have joint pain, you got to look above and below. So what's above and below the elbow? We're training arms today. We got the forearms, we got the biceps and the triceps. So tension in these muscles above and below are going to cause excessive compression, shearing through the joints. So we'll first massage. You can use a foam roll or a peanut. We'll go massage gun because it's nice and easy to kind of sit down, relax. Yeah. A little CBD oil or lotion to kind of give us the medium to spread it out. And we'll spend 5 or 10 minutes just kind of getting those muscles going. In a traditional workout, you can do this between sets, post-workout, off to active recovery, but I always loved it, especially over 35, over 40. You want to get as much relaxation into those tissues as possible. You've got a bunch of nerves running through the arm that can cause some kind of tingling or pinched nerve type situation. So if Peter, you want to just take that CBD?
Yep.
And you're just going to kind of put enough on the forearms and arms to then take the gun. By the way, for the arms too, I love using the kind of double prong on the massage gun. And this is great too, because obviously it's TSA approved, travel friendly, take it with you in the car, airport, watching TV, Netflix and stretch, just hit them up at your office. And especially if you find yourself all day, whether manual labor, constantly typing, texting, we got to find a way to release out these tissues.
Want to do both?
Yeah, let's do both for sure. Or if you want to just do if you have a bad side.
No, they're both pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm kind of anal about symmetry, to be honest. I like to do both.
Yeah, I'm oiling up on camera for you guys.
This actually was the OnlyFans video. We'll save that for later.
Yeah. It's where I make all my real money anyway.
Fitness has a lot of double entendre naturally, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So 2 or 3 there is good. And well, this should kind of just start at the forearms. And again, what Peter was talking about is your brachioradialis muscle right here is common to getting tender and tight from a lot of gripping work, pull-ups, carries, hangs, you name it. And he's going to kind of spend some time there kind of just going through it. And I also love even just to take, as he's filming that, I'll take my hands kind of snake style, I'll lotion up, and I'll take my thumb, I'll just kind of pressure through that area, and then I'll snake through, especially out of the shower. You're hot, you're warm. Ideally, we would have done like a shower together or a sauna, right? To get nice and loose. Yeah, that's also a separate video. But just to kind of get some warmth there so the massage is more effective, won't take as long. And you want to get both the top and the bottom of that forearm. And then I love this in particular for getting into the biceps, the brachialis. So you got your triceps here. That's going to be the extensors of the elbow. You have your brachialis muscle between the biceps and triceps. That gets real thick and tight, and that's also the one that's kind of prone to getting some of that pinched nerve type sensations, and the bicep obviously is in the front. And 2 to 5 minutes per arm. That's a good kind of commitment in your warm-up. It doesn't take that long. You can take your pre-workout, a little protein shake, but take the time to do this because, again, it's about longevity. It's not about what you do today. It's about how you will feel tomorrow so you can do it again or do something different. And, Peter's going through the flow here too. What are you feeling? Talk me through it.
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, obviously, like there are areas where it feels like I can feel more kind of like inflammation or tightness. So especially like right here, probably like where the brachialis attaches.
Yes.
And where the tricep maybe attaches.
And then right there too.
So it's always sort of hard to define exactly what it is, but.
One thing that's super helpful too, when you find a tender point or trigger point, add active range of motion to it. Take that wrist joint.
Flexion extension.
Exactly. Yeah. And then for the brachialis muscle, try going flipping it so it's vertical, and then shimmy right up through there. So again, you want to try it again. If these are knotted down and tight, the analogy I'll give you is your muscles are essentially they function like elastic bands. When they're supple and smooth, there's a beautiful rebound to it. If they have knots in them, you can see they can't fully stretch.
Right.
And then what that does to the joints above and below is catastrophic over time, especially with high repetition, overuse type activities like running, squatting, jumping, those types of things, high impact movements. And then, the tricep is a little bit tougher to get, but you can kind of lift and then take that gun underneath. And even just what I like to do sometimes is even like I'll rest the gun on my thigh, let it rest, and I'll actually do some active flexion extensions, particularly if you get that elbow pain just above, you want to get that lower insertion of the tricep. Beautiful. If you want to get a nice little shot here from the side. And that's the money action right there. So the gun is giving that deep percussion, so it's getting deep into the tissues. And again, we're not just getting the pain, sore, tight area, active range of motion. So when we do our flexions, extensions of the arm, our curls, our triceps, they're going to be more ready to go. And getting that range of motion means every rep, better muscle activation, better form technique. Love it. Foam rollers are great. I'm a huge fan, especially for the arms and the forearms, of actually using the other hand, because again, that's part of the warm-up. You get some dexterity, you get some grip, strength, and endurance.
What I found obviously is, when you do have any kind of inflammation in your arms, usually it's kind of an imbalance. So if I've been doing too much stuff in supination, I may end up with like golfer's elbow, so on the inside. If I do too much stuff in pronation, which is very common with like CrossFitters because they do a lot of pulling,
for sure,
it's going to be more of a tennis elbow situation on the outside. So as well as this stuff, addressing that balance and thinking, what have I been overdoing, what have I been doing underdoing, and then try and balance it out.
For sure, and that's to that point too. People tend to get more of that tennis elbow, or they call now pickleball elbow. I actually work with a client right now who's been playing pickleball, and this happened, for more of the bicep curl flexion drills, and they'll feel more above the elbow or inside here for more tricep related pressing stuff. So you can kind of pay attention to that and know which of those movements might have to modify or go lighter, or even apply maybe the BFR blood flow restriction technique to keep training through the pain without exacerbating the condition. And you let me know whenever you feel ready to go.
There's a little bit more on this right here.
And again, I see a lot of people in the gym, they rest 2 to 3 plus minutes. Use fillers where you can, you take the gun out of your gym bag, massage it out between sets of bis, tries. And then that way you don't have to necessarily worry about doing as much later, and you're basically driving and feeding the recovery during the workout and not just wasting time. And always, anytime we massage, you got to get a lot of water going to help clean out the junk, keep hydrating the muscles. A lot of this is also because people come in super dehydrated to sessions, and they basically are like, their muscles are like dry rope, ready to pull, rip, and tear, versus being wet, moist, and heated up, ready to go. All right, the massage is done. Now we're gonna spend about 5 or 10 minutes using these, what they're often called as voodoo-floss bands, popularized by physical therapist Starrett, very popular in CrossFit circles. And what this is gonna do, especially, this can be applied to any muscle, any joint, but I think for the knees and the elbows, the hinge joints, it's particularly effective at really opening up flexion extension mechanics. So it kind of dusts out a lot of the restrictions. What we're gonna do is I'll wrap for Pieter, one side, he'll do one. You basically wanna just secure it just below the elbow. And then, once you get that first wrap, you're good to go. Then there's a 50% overlap. And again, the first time doing this, you wanna start, don't overdo it. About 25-50% tension is probably enough. But this is gonna do basically kind of everything you want. You're gonna get sliding surface restrictions released, overall fascial restrictions, and then you're gonna help improve your joint mechanics. And the beauty of this is once you have it on, you can start to actually improve the range of motion and the movements that are restricted. So, for example, an overhead tricep extension tends to bother a lot of people's elbows. They have limited mobility, and then you just wanna make sure too, you have a way to
just
quickly, exactly. Because you want an exit strategy. This is, people see this and it's like, this is tough. This actually has within it a natural blood flow restriction effect. So when you put it on and then take it off, it actually floods the joint, which is typically low in blood supply, with fresh blood. So it actually is a great way to kind of help with arthritic conditions, swelling, overall activation that way. There you go. You can go a little bit tighter. And while he's wrapping, so now that I have it on, I can actually start to take my elbow joint through various degrees of flexion extension, changing from a pronated overhand grip to a supinated underhand grip. I can even flex it out and then just kind of rotate through. And by the way, you can start to see, this will tape in later, how now there's a increased vascularity happening because I'm allowing the blood to come in, but I'm not letting it leave. And that's gonna be more of the BFR later. So there's kind of a crossover here. But what this does, it creates basically a flexion gapping effect. So if you can't fully flex the elbow or the knee, you put this on, you go into either a deep squat or deep elbow bends, and then you take it off. It's like, holy cow, I've gained an inch or two of range of motion here beyond warming up the joint. And I'll do the other side too. So, by the way, this stuff takes a little bit of time to figure out and wrap. So I'll wrap the other side. And you got about 2 to 5 minutes initially when you do this to do the drill, because at that point, right before it would get a little bit numb, you'd want to take them off quickly. So I'm here, right below that forearm. I'm going to secure it. All right. And I'm just going to go a little bit tighter on this one just so you can feel the difference.
Yeah, I went too loose, I think. I was treating myself too kindly.
That's what happens. They used to have a trainer, right?
Exactly.
And beauty is too, I'm getting the tissue restrictions above and below the joint, and usually that's where things get really ropey, because when you foam roll, it's harder to hit the areas that are close to the joint because you don't want to roll on the joint and cause discomfort. I'm just coming back through, kind of X style, and then I can just pop it in and ready to go. And that's a pro level wrap, by the way. You're welcome. All right, so what I'm going to have Pieter do initially is just, let's start on the tights, the freshly wrapped side. Just go to a deep underhand flexion, come back out, then go to a deep overhand flexion. So come back the other way, overhand. So like that.
This way?
So you'll flip it. There you go. So we're trying to just compress into the joint and get it as tight as you can. Come back out and then flip it again. So underhand, down, overhand. Keep changing those grips. And you can see, look at the vascularity that's happening in his forearms. So again, this is a combination of like compression, mobility, and a little bit of BFR is happening too. And then you can also stay end range and just kind of twist. There you go, come all the way back in, stack it now. See how tight you can get it? Now stay there and just twist the wrist. Twist the elbow, there we go, just like that. So you're literally working all your grips right now too. He's getting his upper body ready for all the different grips we'll be using in the workout. And then ideally too, you can do an assisted one-arm hang overhead from a bar. That'll help actually open up the elbow extension. My favorite elbow shoulder mobility is actually the end range tricep, which I'll have you try Pieter here to finish it off. What I'm gonna have Pieter do is, and again, this is beautiful because it gets to the long head of the tricep attaching into the scapula, only really worked overhead. And this is when tight, people do overhead work, snatches, pull-ups, whatever, overhead squats, and they're here, and to compensate, they hyperextend their lower back to get their arms overhead. So this really, like, the overhead arms position is one of the hardest to get into. We go underhand on this, like, tricep bar here, and I'm just gonna kind of get to end range hang, and just basically spend time, keep my abs tight, just mobilizing the elbow and shoulder in the overhead position while using those floss bands to help release it out. So let's have you try to get up in there if you can, and then we'll take them right off.
Should I tighten this one or not?
You can keep that one, that's fine, because you'll actually feel the difference between sides.
So you want to go here and here?
Yeah, underhand grip, and then get as much weight back as you need to, and then just try to get as much load forward as you can and get end range stacking of those joints. Kind of shift it side to side. And if you want to talk, I got your mic. You feeling that?
Yeah.
So now we're just completely opening up. He's getting more mobility he's going to need than the actual workout. This is probably the single most important stretch of upper body, again, because it allows you to get the arms overhead. And that tends to be the limiting factor for most people's upper body programming or full body stuff when we talk about Olympic lifts and those types of drills. And he's also probably feeling now a little bit of a muscle burn. This is like loaded stretching.
Yeah, sure.
And then if you feel like you want to get more to one side, kind of shift your weight more to the right. What's going through your mind as you're doing this?
Yeah, I mean, the pressure, definitely, the pressure from the bands, the blood flow to the arms. I can really feel it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then we can stop there. Let's take them off. Here's your, I'll take them off for you.
All right.
And then what he's gonna feel after this comes off is like the joint's gonna feel smooth as butter. And you'll see when you take these off too, Kelly Starrett calls these leopard stripes, where you can kind of see the lines from the band. That goes away in a couple minutes, but you also saw that like now the blood is just flooding into the area. One of the single best warm-ups you can do, in fact, because it has similar impact to the muscle tissue as massage. If you're short on time, you want a floss band.
Right.
And it takes 2 to 5 minutes each joint that you're going to work that day.
I can already feel like how much better a rack position would be.
Front rack position, that's another big one.
Front rack, whether you're doing like a push press or you're catching a clean, or just front squats, like that position already feels a lot better.
And to that point, what could he do before front squat workout? Wrap the elbows,
yeah, exactly.
take the bar,
yeah.
Or 95 pounds in the bar, and just work that position, either unracking the weight or just staying in the rack position and just kind of work on getting the elbows up.
Yeah.
And even on that side, even though it was loose, you still felt some benefits, but I'm sure the right side really felt it.
Yeah, and it's that thing of like just taking the time to prepare will really come to fruition in the workout.
Oh,
just take the time.
You don't want to wait till your joints are dust. You know, like you want to get ahead of that. Yeah. And by the way, if you're short on time for your workout, do this on off days. So now you have something to do on off days, and you can do light band work and just go through these stretches. Now we're going to move over to some BFR and get a massive, or as I call it, precious arm pump.
Like it.
All right. So let's just get these on first so you can start looking crazy. You want to just slide them up to right here.
Oh.
Let me know how that feels. You should know in the first minute if that's too tight.
This is going to get freaky. Pay attention.
All right, I'll get a little circuit going for us too here.
I can feel this is already going to work. Like the pump is going to be ridiculous. I can already sense it, just because of the blood flow restriction. So as soon as we add a little bit of load through here, I think it's going to be interesting.
Okay, so before we start it, we're gonna go through a little band circuit here. 1 minute of work, 30 seconds of rest. It's a nice little entry-level BFR protocol. And the first time you start doing this stuff, 5 to 10 minutes. Right. You don't want to kill it. I built up to doing an hour plus with this stuff, but start with 5 or 10 minutes. It's you got to build up the endurance to handle this, because it's the most painful pumps you'll ever experience in your life. So there's no easy way out. This isn't a shortcut. This is just an intelligent way to help train through joint pain. So the first drill, we're just gonna go like this, step on, come over and kind of treat it like a tricep rope over at tricep extensions. Gotcha. And then I'll have your biceps ready to go after that. We start in 15 seconds. And anytime you're training the elbow, I love to warm up with more of a kind of neutral grip. It's pretty easy on the joints. You wanna get some blood in there. And Pieter's just locking down that core. And the beauty of overhead work, there's already a natural blood flow restriction effect. People don't realize that. That's why overhead work is so hard. Overhead presses, snatches, carries. But when it comes to the triceps, again, because the long head attaches into the scapula, you can't really hit the meat of the triceps unless you get overhead. And this is a very light band. Like Pieter could do this with probably a black or a purple, which are multiple levels of resistance up. But probably already he's feeling a pretty significant pump with the red, which means easy on the joints, hard on the muscles. Nice good lockdown core. Anytime you've got a heavy pressing workout coming up, dips, this is a great way to send some blood to the area, which will tend to alleviate some of that elbow pain that comes from that heavier loading. So these are great accessory movements, starters, finishers, off day active recovery. Now there's 15 seconds here. We're going tries first. So nice little superset, 1 minute on, 30 seconds off. Good. Go a little slower the first 30. Now let's pump them out fast to finish. Try to get 3 quick ones. There you go. And exhale up, inhale down. Good, come out of there. 30 seconds rest. So now we're gonna put that down. You can leave it right there, you're coming right back. We're going band bar. So this is it's not what you think it is. It's a PVC pipe with 2 tennis balls taped on the end. I use this all the time for upper body band training. We're gonna start with an overhand grip, your weaker grip, and you can just keep it constant tension, so don't lose tension in the band. And that was what Pieter had mentioned too. This is the grip that was giving him some tension. So if that's too heavy a band, we can go a little bit lighter. We want to feel nothing in the elbow. You want more tension, widen out the feet to get more tension in the band. And I like a really nice thick bar anytime you can. The thicker the bar, the less over gripping, which means less stress through a lot of that elbow issue, tennis elbow type thing. Good. How's it feeling?
Good.
Good,
Yeah.
no pain in that
pain.
elbow? Good. And again, part of what is great about this too, we did a world-class warm-up, right? We massaged the areas involved in the exercise. We actually mobilized the elbow joint, got some blood into it, and then now we're going with some band work, which is, of all the modalities, bands are the most joint-friendly because they unload the joint, and then they give you peak tension at peak contraction. So it's great for muscle activation, warm-ups, 15 seconds left. And what's beautiful too is we're gonna do a mechanical drop. So he's gonna start with the weakest grip, then we're gonna move to a stronger grip, then we're gonna move to the next strongest grip as we fatigue to kind of keep that tension feeling just as challenging. Beautiful. We're gonna go right back into our overheads, okay? Give them a side view as well. So we can really watch that out. You got a little bit of time, you got another 20 seconds, shake it out. And one thing I recommend too, like between sets too, a little tricep flex out, you wanna take advantage of this pump. Flexing is critical to getting that isometric control and strength. Between sets, you're gonna get the best post-workout selfies of your life with BFR.
And that's the main thing, to be honest.
That's all it is. And let's hit it. Flip it back.
If I had it in the profile,
Try to
I'd
get in
be
more,
doing
a little bit of split stance. So this leg forward, that leg back, perfect. Good. Excellent. And we're hammering this muscle. Now he's using these. These are like 15 to 30 bucks on Amazon. And they're a great way to start, I think, especially for the upper body, because your upper body cannot handle BFR as well as your legs. And the legs will actually need a little more compression per effort to get the result, because these are bigger, thicker muscles, more oxidative aerobic fibers, which means they have better endurance. But what we'll do after this set is this first circuit, we'll go to actually what's called the Suji BFR cuffs, which are operated through an app on your phone, and they actually increase in pressure up or down with precise increments in 5% from 40% to 80. So they're also much more challenging. But you can see, even with this red band is breaking one of the stronger guys you'll meet. Great job. Come out of there. Going right to the biceps. We're going underhand grip, and if you want to play, let's go 30 seconds close, 30 seconds wide, underhand. Okay. Let me get the timer for you so you can see it. One other thing I'll tell you too, like the mental training side of this. This guy owns 4 gyms, so I know he knows how to compartmentalize. But you got to literally kind of go inside yourself, become the eye in the storm, because the pain in the pump, it can break people. Let's get a little bit wider with the feet. As wide as you can, kind of sumo style stance. There you go. A little more tension in the band. Beautiful. So he's gonna go 30 seconds closer grip, and then halfway into that set, we'll go a little bit wider. Love it. And you can start to see now, so one of the main mechanisms of people just think, oh, it's heavy weight. No, there's also something called cellular swelling or metabolic stress. So it's one of the pathways of muscle growth, and you can achieve it with super light loads. They've studied this, and let's go wide now, as little as like 20 to 30% 1 rep max. You can have similar levels of muscle gain. Now, muscle gain's independent of strength. If you want to be super strong, you've got to use heavy weights. But if the goal is just building muscle, you can accomplish it with really light weight as long as you're getting close to failure. And we're hitting failure now many, many times. To a degree that with heavy weights, traditional lifting would be so damaging, you might get rhabdo the next day, or your joints would be so sore for a week, but it's not the case with this because the weight is so light. But we're hitting failure time and time again. Beautiful. Now, if you want to stay with the, you can also take that bar and go with the overhead work there too, if you want to try it out.
Oh, the bar?
Yeah. And pick whatever grip you want, overhand. There you go. Just gonna you have to kind of come from the side, pull it over like that. Yep. There you go, and I'll just help you get it right in the middle. Perfect. And then, pick a friendly grip. If you wanted to go really wide, hammer on this, you can too. And so, by the way, what Pieter's using, that's custom made by yours truly, Home Depot style, thick PVC pipe that's about shoulder width. and then I added 2 tennis balls on each end. I just electrical taped over it. So it allows me all the grips, a thick bar, and then I can also go hammer grip and kind of crush grip on the tennis ball. Beautiful, and you can do the same thing too. We got another 10 seconds. You can change the grip, going wider or flipping to hammer to finish it off. And we're also getting some great core work here too. But part of what's great is you're unloading that elbow joint at the bottom, but we're getting that peak tension at that contraction at the top. Here we go, baby. Keep those elbows in. 20 seconds left. There you go, baby. Inhale down, exhale up. You gotta start taking it 1 rep at a time. And then if you have to rest in the stretch. Intraset stretching is one of the best ways to improve your mobility and also squeeze out more muscle gain. Yes. Woo! Pieter be cooking. All right, beautiful. Last bicep. Now let's go here. So put it in there. We're gonna go hammer grip. Pump it out as many as you can with both bands, then we'll take one of them off. Okay. Halfway into the set. Nice, good wide stance. Let's go wide hammer. Beautiful, just like that. Last set. Let's go, Pieter, push it out. Look at that. And this is that next level vascularity that, it's really hard to achieve. And again, the pump happens so quick. And what about that, Pieter? What happens when the pump hits?
It never quits.
It never quits. It never quits. Good job, yeah. Now let's say top half range, pulsing reps. So get up there, don't come down. And then take a break when you need it. Good. This is what I'm saying. Let's hit failure as many times as we can. We got 27 seconds left. Relax. Take off that red band, keep pumping. Little drop set. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what it is. 10 seconds left. That's what I'm talking about. This is the mental piece. Most would have quit 5 minutes ago. Love it. So now let's come to the mirror here. Let's do just a little flexing. Double bicep. So now just feel that pump, squeeze it out. Come into most muscular over the top. And that's why ideally you want to get like an assistant and they're just going to get that post-workout selfie for you, automatic. And then obviously you can just unbuckle these, or what I tend to do is once I know how tight it is, because these have numbers for a little bit of precision, you can just kind of take it like that and just slide them off. But now, like in particular, look at, see the swelling? So again, this literally swells up the muscle cells, helps build mitochondria, and again, a pump he could not possibly achieve without the mechanism, or without having to go so heavy and do so many sets, but would make his recovery impossible. There you go. Shake it out. Whew.
It's hard. It's hard. I mean,
this is baby bands for you too.
Because it feels obviously super light, but the tension builds so quickly. You know, it's super effective. Super effective. And like I said, the pump is insane quickly.
Precious.
Precious.
Okay, next section here. So we went with kind of the more imprecise, cheap, affordable way to do it with the BFR bands. Again, 15 to 30 bucks on Amazon. No affiliate link, unfortunately. And now we're going with what's called the Suji cuffs. So this is actually operated through my phone, and there's different cuffs for the arms versus the legs. Obviously the arms ones are gonna be a little bit thinner. I'm gonna attach it on the uppermost section, right below the deltoid. And I'm just gonna make sure that I want it to be tight, but not like overly restricted. That feels pretty good. Same thing other side. And you might not be able to see as much because these are thicker in terms of like what's happening to Pieter's muscles. You'll see at the end. What you will see though is because of how much compression I can get and be very precise with it, he's gonna fatigue a little bit faster than with the other ones. By the way, one thing you can play with too, if you're battling tennis elbow and you're doing direct forearm training, you can actually attach this over that section. So it actually serves kind of like a tennis elbow compressive brace while providing the BFR below it. So another cool tactic. So I'm gonna turn these on. I'm going into the exercise section here, upper body. I'm gonna start him at 60. and we can build it up to 80, but 60 is very challenging on the arms. So he's just gonna relax and make sure the other one's on. Yeah, there we go, the other one's connected, okay. Occasionally, because it's Bluetooth, one of these goes idle, but I think will be good for today's session. So now you can see it's filling up, and during the workout, what's great, like you have it right next to you, too much, go down 5%.
Right,
I want more, or I do a drop set where like first 2 minutes I'm at 80, then I'm going 75. So you can work this down and apply this to any exercise, upper body, lower body, cardio. I use it a lot on the bike, the Stairmaster, a walk. All right, so we're inflated. We're gonna go through another 60-30 here. Grab those bells. And we're going fat grips. Fat grips are already gonna make those 10-pounders feel significantly heavier, maybe twice as hard. And let's go with simple overhead hammers for the first 60 seconds. And I want you to tell me if you feel like it's much harder than the other ones. You'll know within 30 seconds here. Good job, man. Anytime you do overhead work too, if it gets hard, you can also kind of stack the dumbbells together to give them more stability. Nice, good hammer grip. And we got 40 seconds left. So it's okay to sit down during, you want to make this, it's already hard as it is, so if you have to sit down and do some of these drills, that's fine. So you can really focus and isolate. Great job. And if it gets too hard with both bells, you can set one down and then hold one in both hands to kind of get a drop set that way as well. 23 seconds, baby. Looking good. So the first round of the circuit, 60-30 tries, buys, may not be as challenging as one might think, but again, once the pump hits, it never quits. And then you're in a situation where it's kind of, oh wow, like, I'm just gonna use the rest pause method. Fail before form a technique, slip, rest 10 to 20 seconds, get right back in when you can. Good shakeout. Whew. First round will give you 60%. Second round will go up. Really shake it out too. And again, what you don't wanna feel is numbing or tingling. That means it's too tight, but you do wanna feel like your arms are about to explode. You're like, mission accomplished. You ever did anything like this before?
No.
Okay, so it's a new day.
It's a new day.
And again, you do your normal training, 5 to 10 minute finisher. It doesn't have to be exclusively BFR. Now let's go overhand curls.
Oh,
there you go.
Hammer, like here?
You can go hammer, that's cool, yeah.
Actually, this one feels better.
Whatever grip you want, frankly. You can freestyle. This guy knows how to train arms, I think, at this point. Beautiful. And again, too, just even if he has to rest and hold it here, it's a constant tension stimulus. So with BFR, you because the pump hits and you're already in kind of a muscle failure limit, you can't go wrong. You just work. It kind of takes away the complicated nature of sets and reps and just put in work. How many times can you hit failure safely in the block of time you're working? And now that vascularity is really coming through. Let's go, Peter. Get better today, baby. 20 seconds. I love working for time because when you count, it actually interferes with your brain's ability to focus on the mind-muscle connection. And it's all about time and tension with the muscles. The muscles don't know load. They know time and tension. So we trick the muscle because it's stupid. We use our brains to get the most out of the workout. Good. So while he's resting, I'm just going to take that up to, you want to go 65 or 70?
Fuck it, you can go 70.
I knew it. I knew it. And go back to any tricep move you want. And if you fatigue, just even presses. Now give yourself a really good eccentric too. 3 to 5 seconds eccentric. Good stretch. Play with tempo in your sets. Really go slow, feel the stretch, own it, and then when you kind of feel that's looking good, now you can start pumping out some faster reps. But again, when we're talking about using the BFR technique to help with the joints, you unload the joints the most by going slow on the eccentric or lowering portion, getting good pauses in that stretch, and then a good controlled concentric or lifting phase. When you pump out really fast, especially with dead weight, that's what can put a little stress on the joints, even when you go light. But now, again, this is a drill he would probably use 25+ pound dumbbells. He's using 10s, and he's getting a better pump. And his elbows are saying, thank God. Thank you, Peter, from the elbows. Good job, baby. 13 seconds. And essentially, because I want 10% up compression, those weights now feel significantly heavier. Oh, yeah. Let's get some good face shots in this, too. He's got, like, this is going to be a meme.
God damn.
Good. Shake it out. So what did you feel from the 10% jump?
Just more tension.
More tension, more compression. So again,
more compression, yeah.
And like I love going on the Stairmaster. Like, let's say you go like 60 to 70 steps a minute. You go down to like 40 with these on. It literally feels like you got a 100-pound rucksack. And also your heart rate gets up way higher than you would think at such a slow pace because of the growth hormone and lactate buildup. So now let's do some twistings.
You're going just above the knees on the leg one?
I'm sorry?
You go just above the knees on the leg?
It depends kind of on what you're trying to accomplish. Usually when you go upper, with the leg stuff, you tend to go right below the gluteal fold.
Yeah.
When I bike, I actually put it right on my rectus femoris middle quad to help get more blood into the VMO and also so it doesn't chafe on you on the seat.
Right.
There you go. If he gets, you can start alternating arms if he needs to. Again, part of what you do is use your knowledge. You just want to stay in the set. There you go. Perfect. The other one's still working, especially with that fat grip. Oh yeah. Don't drop them. There you go. Rest in the stretch. Rest in the hold. And I mean, look at the vascularity right now. And if you're also getting that compression, like if you have tightness around the upper shoulder arm, this is actually providing some compressive mobility into the fascial restrictions in that area too. So there's just so many benefits, and now that there's consumer products like this, traditionally you can only do this in rehab settings or like really wealthy sport performance settings. How you feeling? You want to do one more set?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go up to 80 and finish it off. Now let's do some rolling presses. So take it slow eccentric, fast twitch pop up. Oh wait, give it 1 second. It's still inflating back up, almost. You get a little extra rest. You're so pumped, it's having a hard time inflating against it. Ready, and 1 second. Go. And don't worry about the timer.
Pausing session.
I'll get you back to the full minute. Nice work, good. So you're gonna roll him down. Slow roll power press. Slow roll him forward to your shoulders. Press up fast. There we go. Good. So he's going single joint overload eccentric to multi-joint fast twitch concentric. There it is, Peter. Looking good, baby. Shoulder mobility. And also this helps him kind of get through the set because you're stronger eccentrically than you are concentrically. You can lower more weight than you can lift. Way to completely exhaust the muscle here.
Starting session.
Good. 30 seconds, baby. You have to rest right in the rack position. Oh, yeah. 25 seconds. Let's go, Peter. Finish strong, baby. Finish strong. Work to the buzzer. Oh, yeah. Triceps. Finish it off. Oh, yeah. Rest it. Okay, so I'm gonna deflate him now. Not emotionally or spiritually, but we're just gonna deflate the cuffs. And we'll stop there. Great job. I mean, talk to me about the intensity level on that, the effort.
Yeah, it's super intense. And it is that thing of like going to absolute failure. You know, I don't have a number in my mind. I'm just like, BJ said, just working to the clock, just doing as many reps as I possibly, I mean, literally to failure, as many as I possibly could. And like, you don't feel like you're overloaded in any way in terms of the joints, but the tension in the muscle and the blood flow in the muscle is absurd.
And again, 10-pound weights.
Yeah.
I was looking at him like he was doing like max effort squats or bench presses. So again, don't confuse lightweight for weak sauce. Like this in some ways is actually the hardest training you'll ever do because it's so painful because you're starving the muscles of oxygen.
You know, I was actually thinking while I was doing this, like I used to do the movie stuff. It's like if you were doing a movie and you wanted to just get like a sick pump before you went on screen, and you can't take a fucking whole gym to the set. You could take a pair of these and a pair of 10-pound dumbbells, just get like a phenomenal pump. So if I was playing Wolverine and I was Hugh Jackman, and I wanted to get my arms like super sore before my scene, like this is what I do.
Oh yeah, and I might start wearing them around the gym, frankly.
Right.
I mean, remember the Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah.
He made his own BFR cuffs.
Oh yeah.
With tassels though.
Yeah.
So I mean, it really works. And again, It's not just for rehab, it's for prehab, and it can be part of your session, not the whole session, but it is fun. As you and I are similar in the sense we like to go deep, and really experiment on ourselves and figure out the best methods. And I've gone 3 straight months on this, exclusive, all areas of the body, and I keep finding ways to get more benefits out of it.
Love it.
Dude.
Great session, guys. Thank you so much, Pieter.
Dude, hell of a pump.
Phenomenal.
Way to push.
Again, guys, like just another way of training. As we go through this series, you're going to see lots of different coaches do lots of different methods at Pharos Athletic Club, and I hope you guys are like seeing the benefit of these different training methodologies and different ideas, different concepts. Like at Pharos, we're not about like one way, we're about multiple ways, always finding the way that works, the path of not least resistance, because we always want to challenge ourselves, but a way that makes sense for our bodies. Like BJ was saying, this causes like joint pain. There's no like overload on the body, but it's super effective. My muscles are on fire right now, so very effective. But didn't feel at any point like I was causing myself any like damage. I wasn't under a 350-pound back squat or anything. But it's like the effect is almost immediate, and we've been going for like 45 minutes, but it's like weirdly exhausting in a completely different way.
Yeah, we did 20 minutes of work.
Yeah, 20 minutes of work, that was it. So yeah, very beneficial, super effective. So come try out with BJ at Pharos Athletic Club, and I think you guys are going to see the benefit of this one.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you for having me here. I appreciate it.
We'll see you next time.